Remember we talked about the cotton fist. Curling the fist over, but not forming a proper fist. If I formed a proper fist, and I'm hitting the pad, okay, I can hit quite a hard punch, but cotton fist, I'm sure Gary will tell you he felt that a little bit, but with the cotton fist, it's a different type of force. We're looking at more internal power. Don't form the proper hand with the proper fist. Curl it around, just imagine that egg in the middle. Generate a lot of power in a very short range. Okay? You can see by the whip that happened in his neck. Okay? Now, what I'm doing is making the technique very compact, very condensed. The more skill you get, the smaller you can make the movement, so it's almost, so you can't see it. Okay? What's actually happening from here, in a bigger form, using the cotton fist, is I'm staying relaxed. Don't worry about what weapon you're hitting with as such at the moment. Okay, just for this next little bit, we're talking about how you generate power. Feet must always point in the direction you want the power to go. That's really important. Okay, if your feet don't point in that direction, your power is going elsewhere. You sink down. If you imagine this hip, whichever is the hip of the arm that you're going to hit with, you sink on that one. It's then going to move forward. So this hip doesn't come back, this hip comes forward. Now as this hip comes forward, I'm working on the breath, which we talked about earlier. Tongue to the roof of the mouth. Breathe out. Exhale through the mouth. Form your cotton fist. It's not about distance. Close the hand, thumb touching the finger. Imagine the egg in between, making sure the wrist alignment's correct. Sink, relax, and deliver the technique. Exaggerated, I'm going to exaggerate it just for illustration purposes, is here. Sink, forward, forward, and deliver the strike. But that in itself, without the energy side, will knock him back. Add the energy side, and you get a lot more. Still staying relaxed. Now, if you think you're generating that power from this range, you imagine if it was a combat situation, if Gary could just move forward for me, we're in here, and I'm in a grapple or whatever, and it's just here. In fact, I'll just put the pad down a second, just to show you. You're in a grapple situation, just switch feet from me so for the camera. So we're in a grapple here, you hear whatever, you place a hand on it, and you deliver the technique. Very effective, straight to the point. Now, I'm purposely not doing it too hard on him, but just to illustrate, you hear, here, and you'll control the situation from there. That's from touch contact. So if Gary was to drop this arm, just to show you, here, your hands are already on, you're in a grapple. Now, we're going to do it with other body weapons later. But we're here, knuckles are on, you just cotton fist, and you drop it on. Now, I'm being particularly kind to Gary, I don't particularly want to go too heavy, but if you change the angle and go down, it'll kick the legs out, and you can control him. Now I've got his arm as well in this instance, and you go for whatever you choose to do, arm bars or chin na, whatever you fancy doing. Okay? So, to reiterate this, if Gary holds the pad, feet are lined up, very important. Sink your centre of gravity. Load this hip up, because that's what's going to do the work. Okay? From here, your hands, it's not about punching from here. Your hands are already virtually on the target. You're up here, look mate, I don't want any bother. And you drop it on. It's there. Okay? So, hand in position, relax, feet alignment, sink, breath, breathe it, out, and deliver the strike. Using that cotton fist. And the good thing with this is as well, if I tense up, which we did earlier, you notice you don't get the same power you're hitting physically. I mean, I can hit this quite hard physically, okay? And he's not really moving that much. And yet, relaxed, and the hands in the cotton fist form. Very powerful. The important thing with this is to make sure the arms are aligned correctly and the wrists are aligned correctly, because what you don't want to do is you don't want this wrist to bend. Relaxed. Just go forward for me one more time, please. Here. Sink, forward, and go. Done lightly. So it's here, sink, tongue to the roof of the mouth, breathe, and you're in. And of course, what you would do from a combat point of view is, I'm being on the person and follow. Okay, showing you from the opposite angle, if you switch sides, so you can see what's happening here again. And if you notice with Gary, it's not that he's not got his feet level, so it's not just naturally knocking him back, he's in a strong stance. Okay, so it just shows you the sort of power you can generate with this. If he was stood like this and you hit him, yeah, of course you'd expect him to fall over. Okay, but the fact he's in this strong position, all right, it's showing you that obviously the sort of power that you can generate. So it's here. So I know you can't see the back hip, but still explaining it. You load that back hip flexor here by sinking. It's like coiling a spring. Tighten the spring, let it go, and it flicks open. So you tighten the spring here, and then let it go. And it just comes forward, and it's there. So in, okay, and you've got your power. Again, from a combat point of view, you'd hit and follow, and then go for elbows or whatever you choose to do. But for this purpose, we're working on the strikes, all right? But if you notice, all the time, we're only ever using fingertips to elbow, okay? So one more time, sink, roll this hip forward, and deliver your strike, okay? Forming this cotton fist, here and here. And the importance is don't tense your arm. As soon as you tense that arm, okay, you're going to lose a lot of power. Because if you think about it, your tricep at the back of your arm is your forward momentum. It's your forward inertia, your forward movement. Your bicep bends your arm, okay? So tricep goes forward, bicep bends your arm. You tense that fist, you can't help but bring the bicep into play. And actually you're wanting force to go forward, you're wanting the arm to straighten. So it's almost like you're putting your foot on the accelerator in your car. In this instance, let's compare that to the tricep. So you've got your foot on your accelerator, and you put your foot on the brake at the same time, being your bicep, okay? So by doing that, obviously you want to accelerate forward, but you're just losing it because you've no power, because you've got your foot on the brake. So by doing a cotton fist, this permanently stays relaxed. Your bicep doesn't tense at all, there's no tension. So all your force, all your internal energy, everything, the kinetic movement, your physical energy can transfer and get the power in your technique. Very little effort. Obviously, you might be in a guard, you might have your hands up in a passive guard here. Look, mate, don't want any bother, and you deliver it, okay? It could be a palm, it could be a knuckle. It's the same power generation method for everything.